Yo, what's going on with y'all? This your boy Neo XO coming back at y'all with another Black Clover video, and today we're gonna be talking about Black Clover Chapter 336. So stay tuned. We're gonna have the overview and everything in between. Now, before we get too deep into the video, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, remember to support the official release of Black Clover. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a quick overview of this chapter, then get into some of the dialogue that's also in this chapter. So the captains are gonna be having a meeting. Yuno is there, Noct is there, all the captains are there. They're gonna be having, their captains meeting. These meetings always are kind of eye-opening. Stuff goes down. They have discussions, arguments, those type of things. Especially every time we get to like a new arc and stuff about to go down, the captains have their meeting so they can discuss how they're going to go about, maneuvering the situation. In this case, with Lucius being one of the main focal points of this meeting, and also Asta, because last chapter, Asta's fate was pretty much left open-ended. I feel like a lot of people are saying that Asta is dead, and Noct, as you guys will see in this chapter, he himself even has, thought about the idea that Asta might be dead, and I'm gonna read his exact quote in this video. Now, moving on, Damnatio can possibly still be alive. I just want to say that because it was never really confirmed that he dies, and in this chapter right here, there's going to be a panel of him, I believe. So that is going to be something that we're going to be having to find out whether he's dead or alive. Now, there's two different routes people are going to look at this, because I've been in like the Black Clover spheres for a long time. There's going to be the people who say, people never die in Black Clover. And then there's going to be the people who say, like me, I didn't even know whether he was dead. I basically was like, this is what I said. I was like, they didn't confirm him dead. Like, they have to confirm somebody dead. They just have to, because in anime, man, you could literally get blown, chopped apart, and you still can be alive. That's just how anime is. So I say all that to say this: Damnatio could possibly be a paladin or something like that. It's a possibility. Let's just be open-minded, or maybe he is deceased. But I just have to say the possibilities that I think could be the case. Now, moving on from that, there is pretty much distraught throughout this entire meeting. One panel that really stood out to me was the panel of Yuno. There is a panel of Noel, Mimosa, and Sekre. They look distraught as well. Like, they just lost Asta. They are not happy. They don't know what is going on. They look scared. They look pretty much like if they get pushed a little bit too much, they might go into despair. Now, I don't know, that may be me just, putting a little bit too much emphasis on it, but long story short, they don't look very happy. I feel the worst for Yuno, because it's kind of like they had like a mutual understanding of each other. They were brought up together, and they had a common goal, and they were rivals in a good way. They were non-toxic rivals. Like, they just both wanted the best for each other, and they both wanted the best man to win. Yuno has a quote in this chapter. I'm gonna get to it. You guys stay throughout the video if you want to see some of the quotes and dialogue from this chapter. Continuing on with the overview, basically a lot of the stuff that they're talking about in this meeting is trying to decipher whether the Wizard King is their enemy, and they're trying to decipher the future of the Clover Kingdom, because they literally don't have Julius as the Wizard King. So the Wizard King's seat is open at this point. They have to figure these things out, like who's gonna be the Wizard King, because at the end of the day, that was their strongest mage. So now somebody has to step up, and it's looking like to them, Asta is nowhere to be found. And Noct has a quote that kind of backs up what I'm saying. I'm gonna get to that in the quote when I want to talk about after I'm done with the overview. Now, Real says that Lucius has Lucifero's magic power, and he has the Wizard King's time magic. So that's real contributing, for all the people who think real is useless. Do you guys still believe that? Do you guys still believe that, honestly? So we do get the panel of Noct. He's basically giving information. Now, people always like to joke about Noct. They're like, Noct, half the time you're wrong, my brother. But right here, Noct just says what he knows to be true. And then he doesn't know everything. That's just how it is. Now, Fugelian says he thinks that Lucius might be capable of mentally manipulating. And we have to realize, we're the audience, we actually know what's going on. Lucius has soul magic, and that's why he was able to kind of get Sister Lily to be on his side. But you got to look at it from their perspective. They really don't know what's going on. They don't know what his magic is or anything like that. So they're just throwing out suggestions. This is actually, I would say this is a pretty good suggestion, all things considered, based on the information that Fugelian has. Hey, he thinks that Lucius might be capable of mentally manipulating. I think that's a good explanation, on the sense that he knows that Sister Lily wouldn't just normally do that on her own or anything like that. So I think that's a pretty good, kind of like a good leader, to speak up and say that. For those of you who want Fugelian to be Wizard King, that's kind of good investigating skills, at least the beginning of some type of hypothesis. Now, the panel of Noct that I was referencing during the overview, he states right here, he says, I can move into the shadow of any person. He's saying this to the captains at the captains meeting. So I can move into the shadow of any person. However, right now, I cannot sense the movement from Asta's shadow, which means he's in a different dimension, continent, incredibly far away, or he's dead. So that's what I was saying. Like, we really don't know what's up with Asta. We have to keep into consideration that Sister Lily used some form of spatial magic on him. So we've seen people be able to teleport things with spatial magic before. So he may have been teleported to another dimension, or he may, like Noct said, another intelligent character. Noct actually has based on the information he has, this is a good hypothesis, honestly. I mean, he has limited information on paladins. These things were just created. This life form was just created. So he doesn't know how boundless their powers are. Like, Lucius is saying they're immortal and things like that. Like, that is crazy strong to just be like, all right, I give you the power of Beelzebub, now you're immortal. That is crazy right there. So different dimension, continent, or extremely far away. As far as the dimension, I know you guys would be disappointed if I didn't talk about it. Underworld, right? First thing that came to you guys' mind too is the underworld. That would be cool. That's a possibility. Underworld arc, something like along those lines. Libe has already been to the underworld. Asta has never been to the underworld. Lucius conquered the underworld. Now, when he says continent, I'm thinking Yami's continent, maybe. We haven't really seen a lot of the other continents. Incredibly far away. That can mean too many different things. And dead, it's a possibility he might have died. But even if he did, come on, guys, this is a shown. He's gonna get resurrected if he actually did die. But still, dying is not a good thing, right? So Yuno is back from his mission, obviously, since he's at the meeting, and he says some of the things that he learned during his mission. He says, during the spade battle, there was a supreme devil who was observing, and a group that appeared to be a group of high-ranking devils. So he's referencing Adramelech here and, some other high-ranking devils. He goes on to say, however, this was a diversion and the supreme devil was a runaway. They were most likely sent by Lucius too. The huge number of devils form some kind of chain that connects them to the underworld. And then this is what we have, like, to me personally, my favorite page from the chapter. Yuno is talking about Asta. So they have a flashback from Yuno's perspective. I made videos about Yuno. Like, it's cool to see from their perspective. That's why it's honestly good writing for Asta to not be in the picture for a second, right? We get to see more from the other supporting characters. So from Yuno's perspective, he has a flashback, and it's Asta congratulating him on becoming a Grand Magic Knight. Asta says, "Well done on making it to Grand Magic Knight." And Yuno says, "What are you on about?" Typical Yuno response. And then Asta says, "It's really frustrating. You're always ahead of me." And then he basically tells Yuno, "I will for sure catch up to you and I will overtake you." So he's basically saying, yeah, you're ahead of me. I see you're a Grand Magic Knight, but I'm going to pass you up and I'm going to become the Wizard King. And then Yuno says, pretty much the funny thing is, from my point of view, it was always him who was ahead of me. And that's my favorite part of the chapter, guys. That's my favorite part of the chapter, guys, because that shows that they both have a lot of respect for each other, right? Because Asta's saying that Yuno is in a greater advantage over him in becoming a Wizard King. And then Yuno says, no, it seems like you were the one who's closest to the Wizard King, pretty much. So that is really cool to see how much respect that they have for each other. Honestly, it's just really cool to see. That was my favorite part of the chapter personally. Let me know what you guys think about that. But continuing on, so we see the other side of things. Lucius is sitting on his throne, surrounded by what seems to be paladins, I would like to say. And it looks like Damnatio. That's kind of what was being referenced earlier in this video. Damnatio seems to be on Lucius' side, but the thing is, it's Black Clover, so they're gonna keep it a mystery for now. It just kind of looks like him based on a silhouette. So I'm looking at a silhouette, not actual, full on, oh, that's him, right? They're gonna reveal that whenever they're ready. But that's a working theory, guys. That's definitely a working theory. So basically, Adramelech returns to Lucius, and then Lucius says, "Welcome back, Adramelech." And then they're basically talking about Yuno. Adramelech says there's no way that human got that strong in the past year. Then he says that Yuno killed a group of high-ranking devils in an instant. Guys, that's amazing. And then they showed a panel of Yuno just obliterating them. Like, Lucius goes on to say, of my tens of thousands of predictions, only one gives them the upper hand. The key to this is he's a special existence holding two grimoires, a 4-leaf clover and a spade one. The heir to the Spade Kingdom and the Elven Chief's son chosen by Sylph. Yeah, so it makes sense that Yuno is probably going down in history as one of the most powerful mages of all time, and Lucius just said it. Why? The reason why. This guy has two grimoires, 2 souls, and he's royal. So yeah, that is just, Yuno has an awesome story to me. I don't want to see any Yuno slander. So there's a parallel between Lucius and Yuno. Lucius says, "Yuno grim burial. For the sake of world peace, I'll crush him." And Yuno says, "Lucius, I will defeat him and I will become the Wizard King." And this is a pretty cool shot. Like, I like this a lot. So basically, Yuno is going to fight against Lucius based on this right here. And it's going to be an epic battle. Is Yuno going to win? Definitely not. Yuno don't have this, right? He don't have this. He don't have this. I'm going to be honest with you. He's a very strong mage, respectable indeed. They both are stacked. So this fight is going to be awesome, right? This is going to be an amazing fight. However, to be honest, I don't even know, because Asta is strong too, but Asta got smacked. But Yuno might put up a better fight. We just have to wait and see. So that's going to be an interesting fight to see. I don't think Yuno is going to win. It would be nice to see Asta come back sometime in the future and Asta and Yuno fight against Lucius. But this is going to be an interesting fight nonetheless. But that's all I have for you guys today, man. I enjoyed making this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. And if you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeoXO, and I'm out.